Today we're diving into a fascinating question. Can you really learn art from YouTube tutorials? So we all know YouTube is a treasure trove of tutorials promising to turn anyone into a Picasso or Da Vinci. But are these online lessons truly effective? Can they mold you into a master artist? To find out, we're going to embark on a journey. We're going to explore the pros and cons of learning art through YouTube tutorials. So I'm going to be taking on an art form today that I am unfamiliar with. So I thought we'd do a social experiment to see if YouTube is an authentic way to learn a new art form. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be following some YouTube art tutorials. We're going to be starting off with watercolor, particularly line and wash. So the first artist that we're going to be following today is a YouTube channel by the name of Niall Roca Art. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I will leave a link in the description below to this tutorial. So I chose this tutorial because basically of its simplicity. And I'm hoping by me doing this will also help others to gain the confidence in taking on a new art form or to take up art for the first time. So we have a reference photo that we're going to be using today. I will put that on the screen. Also, the pen that we'll be using today is the Pilot Cocoon fountain pen. But before I do my sketch, I want to do a little pencil sketch just to make sure that I have got my proportions correct. Alright, so let's get this started. So I'm going to kind of format this the same way he formatted his. So it's heavily left oriented. So I'm going to do mine the same way. Alright, so we've got, it looks like some houses. And it's very loosely done, which I'm going to, when I do my inking, I'm going to also do that. Alright, so we're going to start, kind of want some points here maybe. Top of my chimney there. Maybe the roof coming down to about right there. And the bottom of the house there. We got a fence about right there. And then we got some, I think that's good right there. Alright, so let me see here. I'm going to do this slope of this roof first. About there, and then we got the other side of the roof sloping down on this side. Alright, I think that's good. And then we got this side of the house coming down. Have a straight line to there. So we're going to have another house that's going to be overlapping this one. It's going to be coming down about right there. We're going to have another chimney coming up right here. It looks like it's a little bit taller than the other one, so we'll do that. Alright, and then we've got this side coming down. So maybe like that, and then we got this part coming down, and then it goes back that way. And it looks like it might have a little support here. So we'll do that, and it looks like it might have a little window right there. I think this roof is coming out a little too much. Let me get my eraser here. And I've got a kneaded eraser, which are really awesome. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting one. It works so well. Right, let's take this. Make that a little shorter there. Alright, and then we got another structure that's coming up right here. I don't know what this is, but it looks like something outside the house. Alright, and then we have some lines going off here. So we got one going off over here, another one down below here going up there. We got one going to this house. Alright, I think it's looking good. Let me see, we got some windows here. There's a shape right here. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Maybe a bush. So I'm gonna make mine look a little bit different than his. I'm gonna make mine look more like a bush. Alright, I think that's basically it. Well, actually, there's a fence over here. Oh, okay. I thought those were stilts that structure was on, but what I'm seeing now is, I think that's a completely big house. Probably comes all the way down to the ground there. And what this was a fence, another fence. So let's do our inking next. So again, I'm using a Pilot Cocoon fountain pen for the inking process. Alright, so again, I'm going to do this very loosely, no pressure for others that are trying to follow along with this tutorial. We want you to have confidence. Don't care about the sketch being perfect, as long as we can tell what things are. That is, I think, what matters. Okay, so we got a line coming over here, going off the screen. I said screen again, didn't I? And then we got one going over there. So I didn't bring that down to ground level, so I just kind of scribbled it to make it touch the ground there. Okay, and let's do this bush here. Again, I'm just going to wiggle my pen around, do like a little, like a bush shape. Okay, and let's do this line here. I'm trying to keep my hand out of that ink over there so I don't smear it. Probably let's turn this way. So the paper I'm using is VIF Art, and this is a Japanese brand, I'm assuming. It is B5 240 grams. It's probably mixed media paper, so it's not specifically for watercolor. But it does say it's water resistant, so we'll see about that. Alright, I think that's it. I'm not going to be too crazy with this. Maybe the bush, we can put some wiggly lines down here like this to scribble it. And I think that's good enough. I'm not going to overwork it. So that is our inking done. So I'm going to set this aside for a bit and let it dry, and then we'll pick back up whenever that's finished. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes and I think it's dry enough. So we're going to start in on the painting process now. So the brush that I'm using is a Holbein, I think it's a German company. Made in Japan though, new resable, number 6 series, 3100R. So this is a kind of a combination between synthetic and natural materials. Usually it's goat hair or something like that. So in the tutorial, it looks like he is using Payne's Gray, Ochre, Ultra Blue, Red, Burnt Sienna, Sap Green, Yellow, and Sepia. I do not have all of those colors, so I will use the ones that I have that are closest to those colors. So it looks like he's going to start off with the chimneys here, and he's using burnt sienna, and I do have that one, so we'll use burnt sienna. So burnt sienna looks like it's this burnt sienna, and it looks like he does the chimneys here. So alright, so that's the first things he does. Alright, let me see what else. Okay, he's going into some ochre now. I do not have ochre, but it looks to be, let's see when he puts it down, let's see what kind of color it is. Maybe I can make it. Looks like he's mixing a little bit with sepia too. So it's kind of a greenish brown color. Alright. I'll try to simulate that color. If it's not perfect, you know, it should be fine. Okay, and we got our building here. Yeah, mine looks like a little bit more yellow than his, but it's fine. We don't have to be perfect. This is our houses. Alright, and then he went into that burnt umber again, so, or burnt sienna, I'm sorry. Burnt sienna. So I'm going to go back into that. And then, looks like he tapped it a couple times down here. And then up here. Alright, and then we did this roof. He started in on this roof, and then just went hard on that, and just tapped it. It's like he did all the buildings the same color. Alright, that's fine. So let me clean off my brush a bit, and we're going to go back into that color that we mixed up for the building sides here, and we're going to do that last building. Alright, and then it's like he went into a little sap green here, and he didn't even bother to clean off his brush at all. We'll just put that up there on top of our building. I know you guys can't see this palette, but I'm just going to kind of explain what I'm doing. So I'm just adding some sap green up top, and it's kind of mingling in with that building color. And then we're going to do this bush here. Alright, let me see what else he does here. Same color on this on this bush. Alright, so maybe it's a different kind of bush. And then this building up here is a yellow. Alright, and it looks like he did some green down here too, so let me... Alright, and let's see what else he does. A very watery Payne's Gray, and he's going to go into some sap green there. And some ochre. Alright, I'm going to pause the video here and put it on the ground here. Alright, I think that's good. Maybe I'm going to go directly just into the Payne's Gray to get some darker. And then we'll put some little darker spots. Just like that. Okay. And then looks like he went into that green again. Maybe I'll just change it up a little bit. Looks like he's putting in the shadows now. Looks like he mixed up a little ultramarine or ultra blue. His is ultra blue, mine's ultramarine. And he looked like he went into that Payne's gray with it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna add some blue to my Payne's gray. I got very watered down Payne's gray. Alright, so I'm going to add in some of these shadows like he's doing. So we got one here. Okay, and looks like he's doing under the roof line of this little house. Alright. So let's get the size of the chimney here too, so I'm going to put a little bit. What else? Did I miss anything? Looks like he's got some shadows on the bushes too, so maybe on the bottoms of them. On the right, left sides of them, I mean. We'll put a little shadow in there. You got some shadows under the roof line here of this one. Yeah, it looks like this is not, I think it's wet, so I might have to let that dry before I can add some more onto that. I want to darken that up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and he added, looks like he added some people over here with his pen and some trees over here. So before I start doing more ink and stuff on this, I'm gonna let this dry. So we'll pick back up after this dries a bit. Okay guys, we're back. We've had some time to dry here. So some things that I'm noticing that I don't really like too much is this hard line on the shadow on the house right here. So what I might do is try to hit that with some water and see if that'll soften up a bit. And then again on this shadow here, I want to make that just a little bit darker. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and start adding in these people like he did over here. And he did them very, very sketchy. So we just want to try to convey the fact that this is a person. So we're just going to do a round shape for the head, and then we'll do like a rectangle here for the body. And then we'll just do two little lines like that for the legs. And it looks like there's maybe a little smaller person here, maybe a child, could be. So we're gonna put that one in, and we'll put in a couple more lines like that for some legs. Okay, and then looks like he scribbled in some trees over here. So I'm really not good at scribbling. I've always been kind of into cartoons and stuff, so all the lines have been perfect. So this is very new to me to make them look like they're scribbled. I don't know if that conveys a message. I guess it does. Alright, and I'm going to play some more of this tutorial to make sure he doesn't do anything else. So it looks like he's back into painting now. So he's painting in the people. It looks like he made one kind of a greenish color and the other one that ochre color. Or the burnt umber. See, he left their heads white. Or not. Yeah, it looks like he put a little color in there, but not much. Okay, he's going in with some birds on the lines now. So I might go ahead and add that part in right now before I start this second part of the painting. Alright, so let's put some birds on the line here. We'll do some little marks like this to show that that might be a bird. And then it looks like he had some more lines. We'll do some right there. It looks like he had another line coming down to the house there. And then looks like there was an antenna like type thing here. Okay, and it looks like he just put some kind of details on the house here. Some lines there. And kind of make some shadows down here with some horizontal lines. Alright, so let's go back into our coloring some more. And we're going to color in this two people. Alright, so it looks like he did that greenish color for the one person. So I'm just going to use the same colors that I've already got mixed up. They're really light, so maybe add a little bit of more sap green into that. Right, so there's our one person. Alright, and then the child was more of this reddish color, so I'm gonna... There we go. Yeah, turned out good. Okay, so we got the two little people there. Alright, and then the last thing I want to do, I wanted to try to soften up this shadow. So I'm going to clean the paint off my brush completely and just add water only and see if we can fade this in right here. Yeah, that's fine. That's working well, actually. And then maybe we'll just try to pick up some of it. Let's see what that does. I'm just barely tapping. Kind of took all the paint off. So I'm going to go back into that black again. We're going to see if we can add back some of that. And it should be darker here, I guess, on the right side. So maybe that's fine. And then the last thing we wanted to do was to darken up that shadow right there. So I'm going to go back into some more Payne's Gray, straight Payne's Gray. We could darken that up a bit. Of course, when it dries, it's going to get lighter. But yeah, I think that worked out okay. Maybe... Okay, did we miss anything? I think we've got basically everything. Yeah, I think that did it pretty much. Looks like he did the windows maybe in that Payne's Gray too, so maybe we'll darken up those windows a bit. Maybe I'm fussing too much over it. Maybe I just need to quit. Alright, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to quit. So I could just keep on messing with this forever, but I'm not going to because we want to follow that tutorial, and that's pretty much what he did. So you guys let me know, what do you think? How did it turn out compared to his? Do you think this tutorial helped you? Do you think it helped me? We'll determine that. So I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments what you thought about this. And I will be doing more of these to see if this will improve my watercoloring by following YouTube videos. So with that, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button. Share it with your friends. It helps the channel out so much. Check out my Patreon if you want. And having said that, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.